guy downtown, friendly by nature, engraved and proud when elections roll on back around.
I have to tell you that I'm impressed that you were able to unite people from across the spectrum in Grimsby. Unfortunately, it was united against this logo. You know, like I've received nothing but negative feedback from everybody who's seen it over the last few days.
Based on all of this work, so community engagement, surveys, strategic review, competitors, STC arrived at 5 different strategic directions that are essentially inform the direction of the project. A unique mix of history and innovation, natural features that range from the cliffs of the Niagara Escarpment to the rolling waves of Lake Ontario, plus parks, stunning trails, and so much more. It's like, well, there's no place like it, actually, like no other.
And I am very pleased to present that this is the result of all of our engagement sessions and all of our research. This is an example of different ways that we can utilize your brand new logo. So as you can see here, ways of utilizing the icon, the Grimsby wordmark, town of, and your brand new tagline. The piece that I'm the most excited about is the icon. Each of these pieces are extremely purposeful and meaningful, and I'm going to unpack that a little bit now. Okay, so as you can see here, we've created a little chart that kind of delves a little bit deeper into what each of these pieces mean. Nothing was chosen at random. Everything came from different pieces of research, speaking with the community, understanding what people really wanted to see in their logo. I'll go through the breakdown a little bit quickly here, but as you can see, there's sort of a canopy of leaves at the top that creates the top of this G. The whole icon comes together in the shape of a G. The leaves at the top are reminiscent of your urban tree canopy. Each of the leaves are modeled off of different tree species that you have in your very own Carolinian forest. Underneath that, you can see a stylized representation of the shagbark hickory, a stylized representation of the Grimsby waterfront, the sun, which can be a nod to your unique microclimate, could be a sunrise or a sunset, and most importantly, we've represented the escarpment, which is a really strong symbol of Grimsby and overwhelmingly the piece that everyone felt like really represented Grimsby, and it displays the importance of the escarpment without overselling it. Even the pieces in between each of these elements were considered. The negative space is not even random. The negative space is reminiscent of 40 Mile Creek. Even the little notch in between the tree trunk and the water is reminiscent of the opening between the creek and the lake. And speaking of the tagline, a quick little breakdown of the tagline pieces, which were also very strongly considered, down to the typeface, which is friendly, rounded. It's the same typeface used in the Grimsby wordmark. Using sentence case is more approachable than using all uppercase letters. It's friendlier, it's more accessible, it's easier to read, even down to the period, which evokes confidence in the statement.
Thank you very much for your presentation. We're going to hold all the questions until the staff report is on the floor for discussion.
It's difficult to look at. Like I don't even know how to describe it. Like it causes me like. I'm an art history fan. I'm not a great artist, but I have taught art history. And the group of seven's work was famously described as the contents of a drunkard's stomach. And like, again, I don't want to disrespect your work, but it's all over the place. It doesn't have a lot of focus, in my opinion. It doesn't, when you try to be everything, so I completely understand your breakdown, and I respect the way that you've described everything in there, but when you try to be everything, you're not really being anything, in my opinion. And so I neither like the tagline nor the logo. There's no way that I can vote in favor of this. Like, there are so many shapes and so many different, I don't even know where to start. I have to tell you that I'm impressed that you were able to unite people from across the spectrum in Grimsby. Unfortunately, it was united against this logo. You know, like I've received nothing but negative feedback from everybody who's seen it over the last few days since the report came out on Friday. So I won't be voting in favor of it. I'm trying not to be disrespectful of people's work because it is your work. I don't think that it represents Grimsby, and I can't vote in favor of this.
I do really like how it's circular and how it's connected and the things that you identified. I might maybe put something more of a community in it, like, and maybe that's like connected hands or something like that that represents who we are as a community.
Thank you. Through you, Chair. I quite like it, and the way that you described it and walked through it, it was similar to walking into an art gallery, and you're looking at something, and then you ask the artist, what have I got? Tell me what, and then it comes together. And that, to me, the story in it and what it is and the makeup of it, I quite enjoy it. I'd be willing to defend it. And I have no problem defending it. It's just like any type of art, and I'm going to call it art, it's up to perception. There's some people that would just like to have a stick man, sort of an idea. There are people that would think beyond it. Earlier we were talking, when you call a banana stuck to the wall art, well, I'm sorry, no, that's not art or the way someone perceives it. So I quite like your work, and I think you nailed it. Thank you.